Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to dive right into how a simple 30-day commitment to consistency, and I'm talking no fancy gym equipment, nothing crazy, can completely transform your body and your mind. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you just stopped making excuses for one single month? Well, we are going to look at a totally fascinating breakdown of what exactly happens to your biology and maybe more importantly, your psychology when you push past that initial resistance and just decide to show up.
So, let's start by looking at our subject for this analysis. Meet our tired, sluggish Stickman. Before this journey began, his days basically consisted of sitting on the couch, endlessly scrolling through his phone, eating junk food, and, you guessed it, making excuses. All the while, his physical stamina and his confidence hit an absolute all-time low. Life wasn't exactly great. I mean, the sheer tragedy of his stamina was that walking up a standard flight of stairs felt like he was summiting Everest without oxygen. He was tired all the time, his clothes were just getting tighter and tighter, and he was stuck in that awful rut that, let's be honest, many of us are all too familiar with.
And this quote brilliantly illustrates the ultimate trap we all fall into. Tomorrow, I'll start exercising. It's a promise our Stickman made to himself every single morning. But waiting for that magical burst of motivation to arrive? Yeah, that only ensures one thing. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, and absolutely nothing changes. Because tomorrow, as they say, never actually comes.
But here is the crucial point. One morning, he finally looked in the mirror and realized a really hard truth. If he kept waiting for motivation, he was going to stay exactly where he was forever. So instead, he made a small, incredibly simple decision to just show up for 30 days. He dropped the expectation of feeling motivated at all and just committed to the time frame. No expensive gym memberships, no fancy, complicated equipment, just a baseline promise to do something active every single day for 1 month.
All right, let's get into Section 1, Weeks 1 and 2, the unseen struggle.
Let me tell you, day 1 was rough. The reality of the commitment quickly set in. Success during this initial, highly painful trial didn't come from feeling motivated. Actually, scratch that. Most of him wanted to quit right then and there. I mean, even 5 simple push-ups felt totally impossible, and a short jog felt like running a full marathon. By the next morning, literally every single muscle in his body screamed to quit. His arms hurt, his legs hurt, even sitting down hurt. But consistency here means showing up and doing the work, especially when you have zero motivation to do so. He remembered that progress isn't about feeling inspired, it's about action. So he kept exercising again and again and again. He was laying the foundational brickwork for a habit, even though he wasn't any faster or stronger yet. Now moving into the second week, here's where it gets really interesting. Even though this scale hadn't budged a single pound, and the mirror showed zero visible physical changes, massive internal adaptations were occurring. The workout started to feel just a tiny bit less grueling. His breathing improved. Instead of feeling totally exhausted after work, his energy actually increased. Plus, he was sleeping so much better at night. You see, his body was quietly adapting behind the scenes, and these invisible wins gave him the true belief that he could actually finish this 30-day challenge. His mind was getting stronger way before his body did.
Which brings us to Section 2, Weeks 3 and 4, the mental breakthrough.
Week 3 brings the major inflection point where that brutal discipline finally morphs into true desire. Suddenly, the 10 push-ups he struggled and literally shook through in the beginning, boom, doubled to 20. Those short, grueling walks became longer, highly enjoyable runs. The exercises that once seemed totally impossible now just felt completely normal to his adapted body. And the ripple effects outward were huge. People actually started noticing. Friends and family began commenting on his dramatically improved posture, his surging energy, and just his overall noticeable happiness. And this perfectly captures the biggest change of the whole shebang. He no longer exercised because he had to. He exercised because he wanted to. It wasn't just a physical change happening here. It was a profound mental shift. For the very first time, movement finally started to feel genuinely good. His brain had successfully rewired the habit from a painful chore into a highly rewarding experience. And once that mental switch flipped, it changed absolutely everything about his trajectory.
By week 4, the visible physical results were practically impossible to ignore. We're talking a leaner body, far more defined muscles, and dramatically improved stamina where daily tasks just felt incredibly easy. But as we contrast that with the invisible progress, the real victory was his mental resilience. He ultimately proved to himself that progress is about showing up, not perfection. He learned that showing up on the days you absolutely don't feel like it, That is where the real magic happens.
Okay, let's move on to Section 3, the universal rule for progress.
Let's distill this Stickman-specific fitness journey into a universal rule for life, because those 30 days didn't make him a perfect, elite athlete overnight, but they made him undeniably better. Looking at this timeline, it follows a very predictable path. It starts with the brutal physical and mental resistance of week 1, then it moves into the unseen, quiet internal adaptations of week 2. It hits that absolutely critical mental shift in week 3 where desire finally takes over, and it culminates in a total mental and physical transformation by week 4. It shows exactly why you cannot quit in those first 14 days. You have to push through the unseen struggle to reach that mental breakthrough.
And here is the secret most people completely miss when trying to improve their lives. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You don't need some grand, overwhelming master plan. You simply need to take tiny, incremental steps. Just step 1, one workout. Step 2, one short walk. Step 3, one single push-up. Taking it one day at a time. This is exactly how you start building a life-changing habit today without getting paralyzed by the big picture.
I want to leave you with this final provocative thought to wrap up this explainer. A year from now, you will wish you had started today. Will you? Knowing that small, consistent steps today are the exact mechanism that creates massive, undeniable results tomorrow, the ball is entirely in your court. So are you ready to stop waiting for motivation and start your own 30 days? Think about it. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time.